Hey, yo, what up? Welcome back. There's not a podcast. It's just my thoughts with Markman, man. Thank y'all for rocking out with me. Appreciate all y'all who watch, who subscribe, who like, who comment. You know, I comment back, man. Definitely subscribe, man. I'm trying to get these subscribers up, man. But let's get into it today. Second video of the day. Clipse are back officially, all right? It's Pusha T and Malice. They're dropping their new album. It's called Let God Sort 'Em Out. The release date is July 11th. It was announced officially this week, and today they dropped the official first song from that album called Trumpets. All right. I told you at the beginning of the year, I made a video about at the beginning of the year of what I was anticipating for 2025. And, you know, I talked about JID, I talked about Wale. I think I talked about Joey. I feel like I talked about Joey in that video as well. But Clipse was towards the top of my list. This Clipse album is one of them ones that I was really looking forward to. You know, they had been working on it for a couple of years. We knew it was on the way, and the album is gonna be here sooner than later, right? Let God Sort 'Em Out. They dropped the trailer yesterday on socials, and it had a quote from Marge Simpson, which, you know, they just pieced a bunch of different things together. If you didn't see the trailer, I'll try to find a link for it and put it in the description. But they pieced a bunch of things together, and it had a quote from Marge Simpson where she says,
"Shoot 'em all and let God sort 'em out."
Shoot them all and let God sort them out. So, you know, I guess that it, even though the album's called Let God Sort Them Out, I feel like the shoot them all part is maybe implied or part of the inspiration for the title. So Let God Sort Them Out. It was recorded at the Louis Vuitton headquarters in Paris. It's the fourth Clipse album. It's really the fifth if you're counting exclusive audio footage. But that was their unreleased debut that eventually found its way on to the internet. So, you know, in the early days of Napster and LimeWire and all of that, like, you know, we were trying to download all of that. But officially their fourth studio album. But yeah, exclusive audio footage, that never came out. But, you know, I remember watching the funeral video on BCAT, public access channel in Brooklyn. That's some old NY shit. Shout out to everybody watching from NY who you know, remembers BCAT. Maybe they still do BCAT. I don't even know if BCAT still comes on. But Trumpets, let's get into it. Produced by Pharrell. Pharrell is on the production credits, no Chad. So this isn't a Neptune's production. Just for context, every Clipse album was Neptune's. You know, there will be sprinkles of other producers like here and there, especially on To the Casket drop. I remember DJ Khalil did one, but you know, it was almost exclusively or very much a Neptune's production, and other sounds maybe sprinkled in, but Chad and Pharrell aren't seeing eye to eye, and you know, it's just Pharrell on this one, which, you know, a shout to Chad, man. I'm a big fan of Neptune's, but I mean, Pharrell is a monster all on his own as well. The beat is kind of this hypnotic sway back and forth, and then there's this like beautiful and sad sequence that plays for the hook. It sounds like music that plays in the snow globe or one of those wind up toys. I guess that's why Pusha said ballerinas doing pirouettes in snow globe, shopping sprees in Soho. I guess that's why the hook sounds like that, because, or the lyrics to the hook is that, because the actual beat sequence in the hook sounds like that. But it's really just this hypnotic sway back and forth. So we know the story, right? I'll run it down real quick for those who don't know. After the group dropped To the Casket drop, Malice left the group. It was in the aftermath. A few members of their crew started getting locked up and doing serious time. And, you know, I remember at the time there were rumors like, man, are the Clipse going to get locked up? Like, what's going on? Because there was these news reports of different members of their crew just being, like, locked up. So Malice left the group after that, decides that he wants to dedicate his life, dedicate his time, dedicate his energy to Jesus. You know, to religion, to his God. And Pusha then goes on this incredible run. Solo run, incredible solo run. Grammy nominations, Daytona, It's Almost Dry, My Name Is My Name, you know, from the mixtapes, you know, all of that. So Pusha goes on this incredible solo run. And now Malice is ready to come back. There's been records in the past few years. It was Punch Bowl on the Nego album, Use This Gospel on Kanye's Jesus Is King album, and then on It's Almost Dry, Pusha's It's Almost Dry, there was I Pray For You. And I love that record because Pusha gets to the end of his verse and he has these bars where he kind of sets up like on that record he starts to set up the return of the Clipse. He says, the past 10 years screaming Uno, then sidestep back into the duo. The kings of the Pyrex. I'm my brother's keeper. If you listen, dissect. And then there's a couple of bars that come after that. And then Malice verse come in, and he just starts off with, tell me what I miss. New designer drugs and emotions I don't get. I don't Hellcat. I still paddle when I shift. Vietnam flashbacks triggered by a sniff. Today's top 5 only strengthening my myth. Belong on Rushmore just for chiseling a brick. So Malice is back talking that shit, and that was on I Pray For You from It's Almost Dry. And to me, in my mind, that was like, oh, there's going to be, before it was even announced, it was like, oh, Malice is all the way back. There's going to be some type of Clipse reunion, because Pusha's always said he wanted to do it. Malice was the one who wasn't ready. That was 2002, and now they're back for real, right? And this record, this Ace Trumpets record, marks the return officially, and sets up the new album, Let God Sort Them Out. So I want to start with Malice's verse. Malice has the second verse on here. Again, because I'm just fascinated. One of the questions on this album, and I have a couple of them, but one of the questions on this album as a Clip fan is like, where is Malice at mentally, emotionally, lyrically? What stories is he going to tell? Because Malice has always been, if you listen to the Clipse, and I know a lot of people, oh man, it's just coke rap. Like if you really listen, nah, man. Like, of course the references are there. Of course that's a lot of the allure of it. But Malice has always been like the conscious of the group, the consciousness of the group. Malice has always kind of weighed back and forth between, the street shit. Yeah, we doing the street shit, but at what cost? You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, we gained this, but what did we lose? And Malice had always had that voice. So it's just interesting to see Malice after his journey of that hiatus where he's back with. So he starts his verse just painting the picture, I guess, right? Like, Penny Alavaca, Panama fishing village, visiting with Papa with choppers, all of you imposters, simply just Ferrari window shoppers. The one that I saw looked like it was built by NASA. Over $500,000, we call that Fukasha. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of like fly shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, painted the picture. I like that over $500,000 line. We call it Fukasha. That's the Italian bread. It's not like regular bread. It's like this Italian bread. So, you know what I'm saying? We call money bread, right? Oh, man, got a little bread. But he's just like, oh, okay, we're playing with higher amounts. So, over $500,000, we just got a little fancier name for it. So, that was cool. Reaching for Akasha, never leave home without my peace like I'm Mahatma. That's a mean, that's a cool double. Like, never leave home without my peace like I'm Mahatma Gandhi. Peace, you know what I'm saying? Gandhi was all about peace, but I never leave home without my peace, without my gun. So again, right, that starts to hint at this duality that we talk about with Malice. Like, I believe he means that, never leave home without my peace. Like he in finding Jesus or just reveling in that, there's a peace in that, I'm sure. So never leave home without my peace, but at the same time, he lives in reality. So it's the balancing of Malice. From the tribe of Judah, like I'm Mufasa. Never turn the other cheek, you'll die at the Oscars. Will Smith, Chris Rock reference, right? Never turn the other cheek, you'll die at the Oscars. So again, like, I'm Malice speaks the word, and he's released music that like faith-based music, but maybe not everything in the Bible. He's just telling you the difference. Like, nah, but I won't turn the other cheek though. Like if you slap me, I'll kill you. You know what I'm saying? Basically, it's my favorite part of the verse right here though, when he goes on persona non grata, mikasa sukasa, drugs kill my teen spirit. Welcome to Nirvana. Kurt Cobain. Nirvana, Smells Like Teen Spirit, but the early age in which they get involved with drugs. Drugs kill my teen spirit. It's like very simple, but it's like, oh, there's something. When he said it, he meant it, is what I'm saying. Drugs kill my teen spirit. Welcome to Nirvana. You was Fuji Lala, I was Alibaba. Dressed in House of Gucci, made from selling Lady Gaga. Line is crazy. That House of Gucci, of course, was the movie. Lady Gaga starred in it, but we got designer clothes from selling that white girl, Lady Gaga, that white girl from selling the drugs. So dressed in House of Gucci made for selling Lady Gaga. You know what I'm saying? Like you get to hear and it's like, oh yeah, like classic Clipse. Like the thing that you press play on the Clipse record for is all right here for you. And then the fly shit is they say they recorded this in the Louis Vuitton headquarters. So you in Louis Vuitton in Paris and rapping about dressed in House of Gucci, made from selling Lady Gaga. Hakuna Matata, island wearing tie dye umbrella in my rolls match the ones that's in this my tie. Listen, you are not I, cross T's, dot I's. I done disappeared and reappeared without a voila. The umbrella in my rolls, Rolls Royces come with the umbrellas in it, match the ones that's in my tie. Y'all heard me say this before. I'm a fan of lyrics you can see. But that's a funny visual because if you know the umbrella that comes within the rolls, or at least the ones that I've seen, I don't have a Rolls Royce. There might be different variations of that, but it's more of like a real sleek, like almost executive umbrella. And the ones that's in the Mai Tais are like those Hawaiian things, you know what I'm saying? But the little Hawaiian umbrellas or whatever. So umbrella in my rolls match the ones that's in my Mai Tai. It's just a cool, clever lyric. And then I disappeared and reappeared without a voila. Like ends his verse with that. Malice just telling his story. Disappeared. He left the gang. He left. And now he's back. You know what I'm saying? And I really look forward to this album. I think this single is just a taste. There's a lot of things I'm looking forward to on this album. I want to hear what Push has to say. Just about Ye, right? And just his chapter. Like a lot has changed in Push's life. It's almost dry. He was off of good then too. Like Daytona was like the last real, but Kanye, but he was in it because Kanye had beats on this Almost Dry. I feel like I'm almost positive Kanye did. I think like almost like half of it was Pharrell and half of it was Jay. So he was still kind of tapped in, but it felt like Kanye West definitely had beats. So he was still kind of tapped in on this Almost Dry, but I wonder what Pusha has to say. And he says shit on this record, so we'll go. But what I'm saying is there's stuff from this album that I'm anticipating that I want to hear. I want to hear where they are mentally. I want to hear what's changed in their life. I want to hear about their bond. But I really want to hear from Malice because we haven't heard Malice in so long in this setting. You know what I'm saying? But Pusha has the first verse, so we rewind, we go a little bit. Like yellow diamonds look like BB, bitches fly from DC on my private to Waikiki, 3-peat. This is my sons, that's on repeat. Sins of the father, so I call you Lil Meechies. Meech, Big Meech, and then Lil Meech who plays in BMF. He's just setting the scene. I do wonder if they took. Now it makes me wonder, and I don't know, but on Malice's verse, he's talking about Hakuna Matata Island wearing tie-dye. Umbrella in my rolls match the ones that's in my tie. Sounds like it could be like a Hawaiian trip or something like that. And in Push's verse, he's bitches fly from DC on my private to Waikiki. Like, you know what I'm saying? When you talk about like the little, and it's insignificant, it's like, okay, they went to Hawaii, cool. But it also like shows how tapped in they are. And I don't know if it was a real Hawaii trip or whatever, but both kind of giving you island vibes or reminiscing on some island excursion. In their verses just show the how much they're tapped in with each other, right? And I wonder if that was a conversation or like it just kind of happened. Pusha goes on, it's easy. How could you and me be ever seen as peers? Can't compare. You just CC. You just carbon copy. Don't you know these clears in my ears only VVs? So just talking his fly shit, but don't compare. You just CC when you CC somebody on the email, but that's I believe that comes from carbon copy. Let me just look that up. BC is blind copy, right? What does CC stand for? Yeah, CC stands for carbon copy, and that comes from back when people actually used to make like Xerox copies and stuff like that. But can't compare, you just CC. Can't compare, you just a carbon copy. Play musical chairs, Fred Astaire through these GTs. Too much wear and tear on your bitch, she couldn't please me. Here we go. White glove service with a brick, I am Luigi. Again, bars, you can see little clever bars. You know, Luigi from the Mario Brothers. You know, they hit the brick and Mario Brothers get the mushroom, but also Luigi and Mario wear the white gloves. So white glove service with a brick. I'm Luigi. So ecstasy and disappeared. I'm Houdini. Here you go. Look at them, him and him still waiting on Yeezy. I hope you got your squeegees. At your interviews, I just key. Life's peachy. ASAP with Riri. So that made me think, like, who's still waiting on Yeezy? Big Sean is gone. Tiana Taylor's gone. Push is gone. John Legend is gone. Kid Cudi is gone. I don't think tyheir is tapped in like that anymore. I'm not 100% sure, but tyheir said he and Ye hadn't been cool since Sicko Mode. Maybe they reconciled. And then Kanye also rapped about it on Life of a Party. Ye felt the way about tyheir writing Sicko Mode for Travis. So, you know, he said on Life of the Party, right? It's like tyheir told me to my face that Sicko Mode was his biggest song. Well, go on, because Donda was the best ghostwriter I ever had. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think they've been seeing eye to eye. So when Pusha says, I hope you know, still waiting on Yeezy, I hope you got your squeegees, who is he referencing? Who is he talking to? I'm going to chill here, though, because sometimes, you know, these videos, media, reactors can spark something. And maybe I know too much. So I'll just chill and we'll see how it plays out. But still waiting on Yeezy. I hope you got your squeegees. Push is not waiting on Yeezy. Kanye is not a part of this album. This is all for real. You rappers all beneath me, beloved like the Bee Gees. International flights connect me to the Wi-Fi. The only way you reach me. And then that's the end of the verse. This shit was dope, man. I like to me it feels like a really good setup. You know what I'm saying? It feels like, damn, I ain't heard them in a while. I've been waiting for this album. It's a really good setup. But I think there's more to come. This feels like a trailer to a movie almost. Like it's not. I think it's gonna be some shit on this album. I feel like it's gonna be some shit on this album. It's gonna be some shit on this album. I know that. And so this feels like a nice setup, man. I fucked with this record, man. I'm very excited for the Clipse to return. Yeah, that guy's song them out. Let me know what you think in the comments. Hit me in the comments. Let me know what you thought about this record. Let me know what your favorite lines are. Let me know what you're most anticipated from the new album. And we'll talk about it. All right, till next time. Peace.